Have your emails been flagged as spam? Are they ending up in people's junk folder? Are you having problems with an old email that used to work and suddenly it's not working anymore? Or it's just not getting delivered? Well, there's few things that are happening today. A lot of my clients are seeing the same issue. In this video, we're going to look at some of the things that are related to this and what I found out yesterday. Absolutely shocking information, shocking news. The world has gone insane, and looks like the internet is following the same trajectory. So I have received an email from a client yesterday that his emails sent out from his website are not getting delivered to the customers' inboxes. And I've done a bit of research. I had another client reach out to me that their email is not being delivered when they're sending from inbox to the client's inbox. There's stuff going on with email deliverability, Outlook and Google related. So this is what I responded to this client, and I want to read this out loud to you. Got it. So I do web development, as I mentioned before, so people reach out to me to get data on stuff, and they ask me to keep programs open and forums open. So this is just a response to me keeping a forum open on the client's website. Email delivery. Google and Outlook has been doing some really odd things in the past week. I think this is related to the unrest that's globally happening. One of my clients has complained yesterday that all of the emails that he is sending out are ending up in people's junk folder. That's what I talked about already. He had another client reach out to me a few days ago with the same request. This is global. Something is going on with the way that spam filters are flagging emails. And the cherry on top, so to speak, is that there is also a blacklist called, I don't even know how to read this, UCEPROTECT L3, that everyone is being blacklisted automatically unless you're paying money for not being blacklisted. I mean, really, come on. This is insane. Looks like the world has gone insane, and it translates into the internet as well. Paying money to this blacklist will likely improve delivery, but I'd rather not. We vote with our money, and when we're paying for corruption, we'll help propagate it. And then we're going to go into the excerpt, and I'm actually going to read it out for you from the source. Here it is on the Reddit. So somebody asked, what's up with this blacklist, and basically why does that matter? If your IP address, if your domain gets blacklisted, it basically prevents your emails from being delivered properly to people's inboxes, so you'll end up being in spam. You don't want to do that. You don't want to be in spam folder whenever you're sending an email to somebody, right? Especially if you're doing cold outreach. So the whole purpose of this blacklisting is if there's a company that's sending out massive amounts of spam, that they get blacklisted, and inboxes will not allow that spam to go through into people's inboxes. So here's something I want to read out to you. The answer to the question is yes. It appears that the entire DigitalOcean ESN is blacklisted at level 3. But by UCEPROTECT, yeah, basically what this means is that everybody's blacklisted by default. Even if you build a brand new website right now, you're blacklisted. Insane, yeah. And it appears do have no intent in doing anything about it. Basically, even with the perfectly clean IP address, an email server set up on a do instance will be blacklisted but by this blacklisting agency. What makes it worse is it appears that UCEPROTECT is a total racket in terms of a form of extortion. UCEPROTECT provides no way to remove an IP from their blacklist, except by paying to have their IP put on their whitelist. That's total BS. Completely agree with this. None of this would matter if no major email platforms paid attention to UCEPROTECT. If this garbage is happening, I would assume that large companies would not take UCEPROTECT into consideration. Why would you, right? It's BS. But some do. I know, for instance, that Apple Cloud will reject emails as undeliverable if they are on the UCEPROTECT L3 level 3 blacklist. That means email sent to, etc. So that's absolutely insane. If this is true, that's horrible. There's another answer. It's a shakedown operation. Why would you want to pay money to a blacklist that blacklists basically you're guilty until you pay money? That's just absolute insane. So yeah, it has been a really rough ride for the past few weeks. There is emails not being delivered to people's inboxes, and I think in many ways this is a reflection of downgraded, mismanaged large system interfaces. Google, Outlook, they're slowly failing on the inside because they have become so big, so large, so complex to maintain, and there is just not enough of talent. People are using AI to quickly patch things up. AI script is insanely complicated to debug and to find problems. You have to use AI to find problems inside AI script. That's just a total nightmare. So yeah, I don't want to say that we're doomed, but I think we as humanity on a global scale, we have to rethink the way that the internet is working and the way that we're scripting. Because if we don't rethink the way that we are building websites, building online interface, we will come to a place where stuff is built with AI. You get people flagged for no reasons, and nobody will be able to figure out why except AI. And then AI is not perfect. AI is making mistakes. And you cannot continue this endless loop of using AI to fix AI mistakes, which creates more AI code, which then another AI needs to fix. And you'll end up with an absolute mess on your hands that you will not be able to figure out ins or outs, or the initial beautiful scripted code that was produced by human. There will be very little of that, and it's going to be very difficult to impossible to manage a platform sustainably long term if we continue on this path.